a second. I guess that's going to record regardless, the video.
I imagine.
I'll hit go on this. You guys are recording.
Perfect. Off and running.
All right.
All right. So welcome to episode 2 of RuckNRise podcast with Dave and Allie. Tonight we're going to touch on topics will sort of be getting off the X, and then some goal setting. We had a chance to hear and listen to episode 1, and tonight we've managed to work out some technical kinks, so improve on things from last week, and I imagine that'll be the evolution of this podcast. We'll just continue to sort of improve with technical things and
learn and grow.
That's the whole point. And even hearing ourselves. I think we were both fairly critical on episode 1 after hearing it back. I know myself personally, I was kind of saying to Allie, well, how did anyone listen past the 20-minute mark? Because I just droned on, and the energy just died. So,
I don't think that's true.
Yeah,
I think we're critical of ourselves. I think that's pretty normal.
Exactly.
And it's not common for us to listen to ourselves. So, and we were both a little bit nervous and excited because it was all kind of coming to a head. Not a head, that's not the right word.
Coming to light.
Yeah, coming to light.
Yeah.
That's a better way to put it. So, yeah, some of the things I said wasn't what I thought I was going to say at all last week, but it just comes out how it comes out. So
that's right.
Yeah.
That's the journey that we're on.
Yeah.
And it's fun and it's enjoyable, and it was we had a good time listening to that first episode, and hopefully the 6 or 7 that listen to it.
No, we have more listeners than that.
I'm just teasing. I know.
Okay.
And I'm sure it'll grow as we grow and continue to grow, and that's the whole point of this podcast creation is connecting and growing. We've said it in the mission statement, and I'm just going to touch on it a little bit here. We're here building connections. I think we all have a story to tell. We've all been through adversities and challenges, and we've all overcome them. So if you're listening to this today, you're here because you've overcome. You've established the tools in your toolbox to sort of work through difficulties and challenges, and you're here, and we're connecting as a team.
Mm-hmm. And maybe you're currently going through something and learning some new tools to help you, which is perfectly okay too.
Exactly. And we'll touch on that tonight when we talk about goal setting and sort of the theme of tonight, getting off the X, and I'll elaborate on that as we get into things. But again, that goal setting. So yeah, if you're going through stuff right now, you're probably, hopefully, going one step at a time and setting small goals with a big goal in mind. But you're taking time to make sure you got the small goals ticked off first. And there's our cat. Right on cue, Roo. So anyways, yeah, back to that, building connections. That's why we're here. Our sponsor, if you're listening, Mad Hatter Industries, and if you're watching, because we are recording this hopefully for YouTube and other platforms, you'll see the flag in the background, Mad Hatter Industries. And so last week we acknowledged Mad Hatter Industries, and this week I just wanted to touch on sort of how they got started, or how Corey Hatt created Mad Hatter Industries. So. And I'm just going to read exactly, sort of word for word, what he's put out to share with the community. And so, why we started Mad Hatter Industries? The idea for this company came from the loss of another brother in arms due to suicide. Something one of my old sergeants said that really hit home to me was that using suicide as an option out was a permanent fix to a temporary problem. I have never forgotten those words, and I have vowed to do whatever I can to prevent any more suicides from happening. Whatever issues you're dealing with, remember that you are not alone. There is a community here that you can count on for support. We are by no means a replacement or alternative to professional health services, but we can be that cup of coffee, beer in the garage, or helping hand when you are in need. Please help us spread our mission by sharing, liking, posting, And you can find Mad Hatter Industries at www.madhatterindustries.ca, and then also on Instagram as well. And Facebook, yeah, absolutely. So again, much similar to our podcast platform. Again, our disclaimer: we do not claim to be professionals as far as mental health providers or mental health professionals go, but we are certainly here as a connecting soundboard to reach out to if you're going through stuff, and just to listen to and vent to, and we may have some helpful tips along the way. So yeah,
I hope so.
Exactly. Yeah. So more elaborating on why we do what we're doing. I think there's plenty of negative things to focus on day to day or going on in the world. Whether it's financial stresses with inflation the way it's been in the last while.
I think everyone's feeling that. Right?
Everyone's feeling it. It's
crazy.
impossible not to. So that's I'm certain an ongoing stress for the majority of people, ourselves included. So we deal with that on an ongoing basis, as most people would. The government, global issues, can be parenting issues. So a number of different things that can put you into a negative headspace. And so this podcast and this platform is that positive space where, we're going to talk about some difficult things and we're going to work through some challenging conversations. But you're going to find that only positive feedback is going to come from us, only supportive and love that's going to keep you going and moving forward. And which kind of leads me into that getting off the X. And so that expression comes from anyone in the profession of arms, or anyone that is faced has to face battle where firearms come into effect. We reference that as getting off the X. So enemy presents itself and we're forced to engage. The last thing you want to do is engage that enemy and then be stagnant in the position that you're in. So you have to get off the X. You have to move to a different place, a different position, so that enemy is not tracking you. And so the metaphor that I'm trying to put out there is...
Bring it around, Dave.
Yeah, bring it around. Yeah, trail off here. But the metaphor that I'm trying to use with that is in life, you're going to engage challenging times. You're going to face adversities. And if you just remain in that one stagnant position, you're going to just stay in that negative space. So you need to transition, you need to get off the X, and you need to find a more positive foothold. And that can be done in a number of ways. And goal setting is a big one, which we're going to discuss here in a couple of minutes. But again, you have to change your environment.
Even something as simple as you're having a lot of anxiety or feeling kind of overwhelmed. Sometimes just getting out in nature for a walk, even 10 minutes, can start to change your mindset. And anybody can kind of get out there and do that.
Exactly. Yeah. Even for us today.
We literally did it today because this morning I was not in a good headspace, and by the afternoon I was fine.
Exactly. So just that, getting off the X. I mean, Allie could have been trapped in that, could have stuck in that all day, but we decided to get the dogs out, go down by the river and enjoy, a sunny day. It was a real hot day, but enjoy the sun and watch the dogs play in the water for a while. Just that fun. Change in environment, change of setting, and kind of brings things around. So again, as simple as that.
There's a very simple example.
That's right. Yeah. But personally, we tend to revert to fitness and sports as sort of our go-to tools to use when we talk about getting off the X or changing our environment, and that goal setting mindset. We're two individuals that are sort of always mapping out the next set of goals. We achieve or accomplish one thing, and then we're looking at, okay, what's the next thing on the list that we want to check off. And I think those goals are really, really important, and they don't have to be huge goals, right, Rue? Yeah, they don't have to be huge goals that, you know, it might seem impossible. They can be small goals, and they can be set on a daily basis. They don't have to be like I say, a huge goal that you're looking at a year out from now. It can be something as simple as you know, checking off a to-do list today. And Allie, if you want to elaborate on the fitness show journey that you undertook.
Yeah, to give a specific example of a fitness goal that I had for myself, which is one that I didn't think I would ever do, because if you've ever met me, I'm sort of shy and just never really knew anything about the fitness show world. I don't know, is that even the right terminology for it?
Sure.
Sure.
We can use that.
Anyways, yeah, look it up. You can Google it. Essentially, it's when you stand up on stage in very high heels in a very skimpy, sparkly, expensive bikini and show off your muscles, and your hair's all done and your makeup's all done, and the judges judge your muscles and your stage presence and posing and all different sorts of things. And we have some friends who do it, so that's how we sort of got interested in it, because we watched them experience it before, and it's actually pretty cool just to see the challenge that they do, like the daily workouts and the meal plan and the prep and posing. It's a lot of friggin' work for a really kind of fun day, essentially, as you're doing all this work and prepping for it for the day on the stage, which is actually just very fun. Or I found it to be very fun, because I wasn't in it to win a medal, because as we discussed before, I'm not competitive and I don't care about like getting a medal or a pro card or anything like that. And I think it's great if people are really into that too. I think that's really inspiring. It's just, for me, the challenge was just getting out of my comfort zone and seeing if I could do it. And I did, and it was really fun. And one of the questions I got a lot, this was last May, so May 2022.
Yep.
Is when I did mine. May or April? Yeah, anyways.
May the 8th.
Yeah, so working out has always been pretty important to me. So the fitness aspect was what I felt most comfortable with. We are lucky enough to have a little home gym here, so I could do most of my workouts at home. I had some help with a couple of workout plans and stuff like that from a couple friends, but a lot of it I was making up on my own. And just to get into the headspace to be able to work out every day, one thing that I consistently did was, actually Dave got me into this, is on YouTube, if you look up, if you search Think Different,
military motivation,
and it's called Think Different. I put that on when I started my workout, and something about what they say, I think it's about 5 minutes long, that always just got me in a really positive headspace. And so I would always start with that, and I do my glutes first, glute kind of warm up, and then core workout first, because I hate doing core. And I was finding that if I was leaving core to the end, I would just skip it, because I'd be like, well, I already worked out everything else, I'll just do core tomorrow. And I was skipping it. And if you're prepping for a show, you can't skip core. It's pretty important. And important for injury prevention and other things too. So I made myself do my core at the beginning, so then the rest of the workout would be like rewarding, because I'd already done the part I didn't like. So that was a good like little mental switch in my head to get that done. And then as the YouTube would just like play like the next motivational thing, so I would usually just let it play. It often went into like some of Denzel Washington's very motivational speeches and stuff like that. I really enjoy listening to him. I'm gonna.
Who doesn't? Denzel.
I know.
I think Denzel's
who doesn't like
the greatest actor.
Looking or listening to him.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, he's great. He's
yeah,
young
he is
guys.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super. Yeah, just everything he says. He's so smart and accomplished and humble and just an excellent speaker.
And just makes great movies too.
He does. Yeah. We're fans of Denzel, so. So that's kind of how I would get into my like get my workouts done. there were definitely days where I didn't want to do it. And so sometimes I would just tell myself, okay, well, at least go down and do like your glutes and your core. And at least you've done something. 9 times out of 10, I would be able to do the rest of the workout and be in a good mindset and happy about it. There was the odd time that I would only do glutes and core. Because I mean, sometimes you're got to listen to your body, and you do need days off and to rest and stuff like that too. So just kind of knowing when to push and when to rest is a balancing act that changes every day. So you got to know yourself really well. I found that doing that and kind of keeping the promise to myself to do all these little things built a lot of self-trust, which builds a lot of confidence in yourself and then translates into other aspects of your life, which is one of the other things that I love about fitness. So that was pretty cool. So then the hardest part for me was walking in heels, because I don't ever walk in heels. It was a new thing for me. And the posing part, which it actually is really hard to kind of move your body, it is, because it's supposed to, you're being judged, so it's supposed to look good and natural, but be flexing. So there was, I mean, I would just prance around our kitchen, get a full-length mirror out.
It was great.
I
thoroughly enjoyed the
I would
prep
put a
for the
bikini
show.
on, and yeah, you just have to, and video yourself so you can see what you look like.
Yeah, I never thought she got it right, so she had to do it
Over and over
times
again. Yeah, and yeah, pictures and stuff like that. So the posing, I ended up really enjoying it, but at first I was so uncomfortable, even walking in heels, fully dressed. It was like, this is my nightmare. But to get myself kind of mentally over that little hurdle, because I was pretty nervous about just standing up on stage and everyone staring at me, like that is anxiety inducing in itself. So to get my brain around that, I kind of thought, like, what is the worst case scenario to me that could happen out there on the stage? And I decided that the worst thing that could happen would be falling down in front of everybody. And then I figured there's lots of people on the stage. If I fall, the girls or someone, I'm sure, will help pick me back up.
Right.
And
they absolutely would.
And they would. Everyone who I met.
In the grand scheme of things in life,
it's actually not a big deal at
right.
all. Even if you
How
fall,
bad is
who
that
cares?
really?
Yeah,
That's it.
everybody falls down sometimes. So it's actually, I had to just do a little bit of work mentally and wrap my brain around that. And everyone I met there was so lovely. So nice and helpful in every way, and I didn't fall, thankfully. But once I realized that even if I did, it wouldn't, like, the world's actually not going to end. You're going to be fine. So that's how I mentally prepared for that. And then after I kind of got over that, it was just like game on. I was all in. The meal plan was
well, and that was another another
yeah.
topic was the meal plan and
Everyone
the meal
wanted
prep
to know, yeah,
and
meal
the discipline behind that. So, I mean, I found, like, I've known Allie, or know Allie quite well, and so I know the sort of introverted personality that Allie has. And so to watch her go through this transformation and this, really getting out of her comfort zone was very inspiring, because I watched her discipline with her meal prep every night and the meal plan. She stuck to it, and it's a hard work. A lot goes into it, with measuring, like, everything you're eating.
It's time consuming, making sure that you've prepped food so that when you are hungry, you can eat I'm going to say right in quotations, because when you're on the meal plan, it is important to kind of stick to that for your long-term goal of looking how you want to look on show day.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to plan ahead. You have to have things prepared so that when you come home raging mad, which, not raging mad because I'm mad, but just because I'm hungry, that I'm not reaching for something that I'm gonna.
Yeah, thankfully, I would get a heads up text probably about 5 minutes out
on my way home, and I'm hungry.
On my way home, hungry, and that was my cue. Like, you better get a rice cake and some peanut butter out and get something on the go.
Yeah, if I say I'm hungry, it's actually already too late.
It's too late, and it's gonna be a bad. It's gonna be a bad day for everyone within a kilometer radius.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, but again, like, really, really inspiring. Like I say, to watch Allie go through that, pushing out of her comfort zone, you have that discipline with the meal plan, the meal prep, and the workouts as well, and then to watch, that final result, going up on stage, going across the stage, going through her poses, it was very, very inspiring, and it just it created just a real positive vibe, and I loved watching it. And then that it only, for me personally, just inspired myself to continue goal setting. And then and then next thing you know,
later that year Dave
talked
did his
into
own show.
doing a show as well. But for me, I'm a little bit more comfortable with that aspect of, I don't know, not as shy, not as introverted. So I think for Allie, reaching that goal or setting that goal and then achieving it and really crushing it, I think that was a big deal. And there were, as I touched on earlier, there were small goals along the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you had sort of a weekly weight check-in, and body mass index, body fat percentage check-in every week,
and
to see where
pictures
you're
every
at.
week,
And
which
pictures
is cool
every week,
because then you can look back at them and see your progress along the way.
Yeah, just fantastic. And again, so again, there's always been the fitness goals for us. We've been very goal oriented, and we're always looking for the next thing to kind of pursue. And I really think that it helps in so many other aspects in life. It's very easy when it comes to, I think it's easy when it comes to fitness goals, because it's pretty straightforward. You set a plan, or you create a plan with an end result or an end goal that you're trying to achieve, and then you've got steps along the way that you're going to go through to get to that. And so I think those are easier goals to see and achieve, rather than some of the other goals of going through grief, for example, or going through financial challenges and things like that, where you may not be able to see the end result right away, and you may not know when it's going to happen, but you still have to take the same steps in the same process, I think anyways, of setting small goals in order to get yourself, again, off the X and get yourself out of that negative footprint. And it just means networking. I think networking is one of the biggest tools. Connecting.
Absolutely.
Reach out to friends. Again, about a year and a half ago, I'll touch on sort of my getting off the X. A year and a half ago, I came to a place in my life where I was going to change careers, and this was a big mental barrier for me. I've been a massage therapist for 22 plus years, and that's all I had known. That was my comfort zone. That was my, I knew the ins and the outs of the profession. I knew it very well. I knew my job.
And you loved it too.
And I was very passionate about it. Loved my job. Loved what I did. And so for me to wrap my head around transitioning into something else, left me with a very overwhelming and anxious state of mind. So I had to sort of sit down with myself and kind of go, I can take this in two directions here. I can either kind of battle and struggle with and remain in this comfort zone, which might not take me into some new goals or some new direction that I may need to go in, or I can take charge and take control and set myself up with steps that are going to lead me into a new career, a new path, and new challenges and new learning. And I'm not going to say it was an easy choice or an easy decision, but I'm very happy with where things have led me today, in regards to taking that plunge, getting out of my comfort zone, and then navigating, what steps do I need to take along the way to achieve this new goal. And it's all about learning for me. It's learning new things and learning new skills, And again, I think that's someone that or something that everyone should live by is just always learn, always want to be learning something new, never stop learning. You should never stop learning. I had a track and field coach. That was one of the things he said to me years ago. We were traveling back from Toronto from an indoor track and field meet, and and he said, he asked me. I was probably 16. He said, "What do you want to do in life?" And I said, I don't really know. I'm 16. Like, I don't really know. I want to tie it into sports somehow. And I don't think he was expecting me to have a definitive answer. And I think he just wanted to hear what my take was or where I was looking at heading. But he said, Dave, whatever you do in life, never stop learning. And that's always stuck by me and stuck with me. And so now I'm on this new path where I'm learning this new career and these new skills, and I absolutely love it because I do. I love learning, and again, it's just, and there's little goals along the way that I've set for myself, and I still have more goals that I want to achieve on this new path, and they'll continue because I'll never stop goal setting. That's pushing forward.
Well, it's a part of who you are too.
Yeah. It is, yeah, and it stems from sports background. I always had goals that I set out for myself, and even to this day. And it's funny, just today, I'll use today as an example when we were talking about goal setting. So I had a random encounter. I was out in Buckhorn. There's a beautiful memorial that is there in place, created to honor 158 members, Canadian Armed Forces members that we lost during our battles through Afghanistan. And so I go out periodically and spend some time there, and I was there today just to have some quiet time and reflect. And as I was walking back towards my bike, a woman pulled up and she got out with her dog, and she said, are you a veteran? And I said, well, I'm actually a current serving member. And she introduced herself, and she was from the Legion in Buckhorn, and so we got talking about the memorial, and she was a little discouraged that it had kind of been looking run down a little bit. There were some weeds coming in and all that. And I said, and I learned that it's one woman that takes care of that memorial, and she doesn't reach out for help, and she didn't really want help or look to have help in maintaining it. And I said, well, if you wouldn't mind, could you pass my name on to this woman, because I said, I'm with the Hastings and Prince Edward Regiment in Peterborough, and I said there's probably a half dozen to a dozen members within this area close by that would be more than happy to fill a rotation spot of kind of once a month coming out and maintaining this memorial, having it look beautiful. And so I got home and I went, boom, there's a new goal. There's a new thing that I'm gonna take on. So I plan on, I'm going to connect with this woman, and I'm going to reach out to members of the regiment, and we'll take on this sort of once a month rotation and maintaining something that is quite beautiful and should be honored and maintained. So.
Yeah, and just offer up some help.
Exactly. Yeah, and more connections.
She just might not be comfortable asking for help. It's really hard to ask for help, so maybe you offering might just be the little branch that she needs.
Yeah, and from my understanding, as the conversation with the woman that I met today transpired throughout the day, it sounds like she's quite open to the idea.
Oh, good.
So
okay,
yeah,
that's news to me.
Yeah,
that's an update for me.
That was an update for you. Yeah, that's
right.
That's
good though.
So.
Yeah.
And again, more connecting, more networking, more just people. I'm a people person. I love meeting people and hearing their stories and seeing what they're about and just learning from them.
Yeah, so. And oddly enough, like Dave says, oh yeah, she got it with her dog, and I was like, oh yeah, I know the dog. I knew exactly who it was. I knew the dog, and
no surprise.
Yeah, because I mean it's a small community, so we all sort of know each other, and our stories and lives kind of overlap. But yeah, in a positive way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we're here doing what we're doing right now is to grow this community even bigger. We have our small community in the Peterborough area that we connect with, and then again, yeah, through the military family, it's grown, and through here, we're looking to grow it even more. So we want to hear stories from other individuals that have gone through things. We just want to hear great stories too. You don't have to bring challenging adversities or anything like that. Just maybe you've got some amazing things that you've accomplished and you want to share them. Well, we want to hear them.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We have an email address now, so it's pretty exciting. You can email your story to us.
Amazing. What's the email address?
The email is rucknrise@gmail.com.
Right on.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting our act together.
We are getting our act together. So, yeah. So, touched on the goal setting and the fitness challenges. Like I say, I think those are for us personally. Those are easy goal setting things, the fitness things. We constantly evolve with parenting goals and parenting challenges. Again, my son who's 20 lives on his own now, but there's not a day goes by that I don't think about him and wonder, how's he doing today? What challenges are coming his way?
We talked to him every day too.
And we do, and so we should, yeah.
Yeah.
And I
helped him out with a flat tire last night.
That's right, yeah, we did. Came to rescue to, inflate his flat tire so he'd get that car home.
Yeah.
And then, our soon-to-be 7-year-old. It's kind of fun when you become a parent. Your children actually teach you a lot of things about yourself. And Allie can attest to this, and I think any parent can attest to this. And we talked about it before, is that patience. You'll learn a lot about where your limits are, how far your patience can be pushed, and that's children that are kind of feeling the world out and feeling where their limits are and rules, and also establishing little milestones along the way, which are really cool to watch and see. I mean, we've gotten to witness quite a few. Myself with Landris, my son is 20, and then now with Josh, finished up grade 1, now headed into grade 2, spending his summer at summer camp, and even at his young age, there's little goals that are coming into play. There's little steps. So, he loves soccer, so he gets himself dressed into his soccer outfit.
He usually wears it to school the day of, even though he doesn't play until 7 p.m.
Right.
Because he's so excited.
But that exactly, and that's the point. There's a little goal. He's looking ahead to what's coming up for him to have as an exciting event, whatever. And so he's putting that soccer uniform on in preparation.
Yeah.
He's getting ready for it.
Yeah,
so.
He wants always to know how many more sleeps until soccer.
Yeah.
That's how he measures time, is how many more sleeps until whatever it is he's looking forward to.
Till anything.
Yeah, till anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
A lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of fun. So, so again, branching out of that comfort zone, I had a conversation with another friend a few nights ago, and we were talking about there's comfort in the known, and I think that's what people people that don't tend to branch out of their comfort zone or push past their comfort zone to tackle new adventures or overcome challenges and things like that, they become stagnant and they remain in that comfort zone because it's the known, it's what they know. And so there's a lot to be said for taking that plunge and getting over that fear of getting out of your comfort zone. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's the whole point. And
That's
you
right.
learn so much about yourself.
Yeah.
That's one of the main things I love about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So, anything you want to add before we touch on what we're going to talk about next week? And then we're going to go live with Instagram in a few minutes here.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a special presentation to make to Allie. she's just finding out about it right now.
Oh.
So this is fun. But we'll go live in a minute. But before we do that, and before we talk about next week's topic, anything you want to?
Well, I thought we were gonna touch a little bit about some like career goals and stuff like that too, because we talked a lot about fitness and a little bit about parenting, which I think most parents can relate to. But about career, no, you did talk about your career.
A little bit on mine, but by all let's hear where you're at, because you have some big career goals.
Well, I do.
And
I'm not ready to talk about all of them yet, but I'm ready to talk about some past ones that have happened. And yeah, okay.
Right on.
So to become a dog trainer, I had wanted to become one, but I had no clue how. So thankfully, I have someone who I took some classes with, actually, Cindy from Team Fido Dog Training. During the very first lockdown, we were kind of messaging back and forth, and she asked me if I had ever thought about becoming a trainer. And I said yes, but I have no clue how to do it. So this kind of ties back into your networking and stuff like that too, is reach out to people who you know, or even if you don't know them. I mean, the world is so accessible now that it's fairly simple to reach out to someone on Instagram who you follow and shoot them a question if you have a question. I'm finding people are usually pretty open to have a conversation. I've yet to have anyone be rude to me who I don't know. Anyway, so that's just a tie back to the networking thing. I already knew Cindy in real life, so it was a much easier connection for me to make. But she asked me if I had thought about becoming a trainer, and I said yes, but I don't know where to start, because there's a lot of online programs that you can do, and there's some really good ones and some really not so good ones. And I don't really like researching. I find it real boring. That's not how I learned. It's
an honest answer.
It's a really honest answer. I don't like just sifting through information online. I feel like I just get overwhelmed, and then I sort of don't know where to go, or like what's right, what's wrong. I don't know. So maybe that's something I need to work on. Maybe I should set a little goal for myself about how to be better at researching. But anyway, Cindy listed a couple of ones that she thought were good, and that really just narrowed it down for me. And from there, I was able to pick one, and I did an online program. It took me about a year to become certified, and Cindy was my mentor, and I continued to learn from her. I assist in a lot of her classes, and we are able to kind of share some clients and bounce ideas off each other, and it's really great. So I'm really fortunate to have that. And then a future goal, kind of after I became certified, was to slowly start training more and doing a little bit less walking, because the training is where I wanted to take my business, because it's super rewarding to be able to work with people and their dogs and get them communicating better with each other and just living
results.
And living a happier home life, less chaotic and stuff like that, depending on whatever the issues are in the home. I find dog training is actually a lot of people training. We have a lot of conversations. Sometimes I feel like a marriage counselor, because you walk into a home and there's lots of different things going on, and the dog is the one who's sort of acting out, often because of, there might be tension between the kids and the parent. Like, there's all sorts of different things. So it's kind of navigating that in a really professional way, but I find it really rewarding to be able to kind of get things kind of going in a happier direction. And like I said, the communication is key, so I love doing that. So that has been my goal for the last 2 years, is just building up my training business, and it's going quite well. And then we sort of have a longer term goal of hopefully one day being able to own our own home and have my own training studio, or half a garage, or whatever, training center, essentially at home, is a longer term goal.
Yeah, when inflation stops kicking us in the ass like that.
Yeah, it's tough times, but I mean, that's something that I dream about and make plans for in my head a lot. Yeah. So.
And we make most of them a reality. So
if we stay tuned.
If we think it and dream it, then we'll make it happen. Mm-hmm. So, and we will.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, fantastic. Again, Allie's been goal setting for a long time, and the goals keep getting ticked off the list. So it's awesome. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so next episode,
Yeah.
maybe
probably
it'll
not.
be next week.
Well, I don't know.
when it'll be, but next episode that we touch on, we're gonna have our. Say again. Oh, we're gonna go live now. Insta. Yeah, that's right. Let's get this set up first. Yeah, before we do that. So hopefully everyone's having a good week. This summer is hot right now, and at least in Ontario, Peterborough area. I think we were 31 or 32 or 30 degrees. I don't know, 38 with the humidex. It was ridiculous. You couldn't do much outside. So I wonder if that'll come out sideways.
Oh, I don't know. It looks right on here.
Looks right on here. So now we're live on Instagram, just at the tail end of our second episode. So we strategically did this so that if you want to hear what we were talking about, you got to go to the podcast and you got to hear the whole episode. Mm-hmm. But now that we're live on Instagram, we can sort of touch base on what we're going to talk about next episode.
We're going to have our first
third
guest.
episode.
It's
yeah,
very exciting.
We will have our first guest. And again, as we've been navigating the technical challenges along the way, we're going to present this to Kendra for our next technical challenge. Is how we invite a guest onto our podcast. And so all our other podcast friends out there that have established podcasts on the go that we listen to and we quite enjoy, we're probably going to reach out to you to offer up your assistance and technical advice on how you go about inviting, how you include another person on your podcast. But well, we'll figure it out. We got time to figure it out. But that'll be so our third episode. Sean Taylor is going to be our first guest, and I know he's thrilled about that because he loves being number one.
He does.
Plank holder, and yeah, buddy, you've
done it.
Nailed down that first guest, top of the list spot. So, and Sean's got a long list of a resume for introducing him, and so we'll do that when we get onto the episode, that third episode. But quite an accomplished gentleman, and just a really awesome, cool, positive dude.
Yeah,
and
a lot of fun to listen to.
A lot of fun
to listen to. He's got a lot of
to.
energy. Yeah, we've been watching a lot of his lives lately.
Yeah, he seems to do a live every day. Retired, so he's got the time. If I could hang out on Instagram and do live every day, I mean, mind you, I do tend to watch almost every day, so there's something to be said about what I'm doing. Exactly, what I'm doing with my time throughout the day. But anyways, great to listen to, very well spoken, very versed, and always puts up a really cool mountain bike video on his lives out west, so he's just got nothing but beauty in his backyard, so goes out for a rip on the bike and posts a video, and for me it's cool to watch because that was my passion for years, was mountain bike racing.
Terrifying.
So
I actually like watching the videos, but I don't want to do it.
Yeah, so stay tuned for episode 3.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun one.
Exactly. But before we wrap up tonight's episode 2, I have a special presentation that I'm going to make to Allie.
Oh, God.
In honor of creating and establishing this RuckNRise podcast and this platform, which I'm like thoroughly, just extremely proud of what you've done here and what you've brought on board. So I'm going to reach over here and grab this box that I know you didn't even know was sitting here.
Actually, I didn't even notice.
Exactly, yeah. Her attention to details slightly lower standard.
It's like research, boring.
That's right. So this is for you. You can open it up right on top of the cat here.
No, for Kendra, are you going to be able to edit out all these background sounds?
We'll figure that out. That's all part of it, right? I'll just keep talking to sort of muffle that out.
Yeah.
I suppose I could have unwrapped part of it for
on,
you, but no, this is more entertaining.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
So you have to,
Oh, that's so cool.
to show. Yeah. So there we go.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So this commemorates episode 1, June 20th.
That's so cool.
And really, really awesome guy, Don Rideout. I'm gonna give a shout out to him. He has created, does beautiful woodworking. He's created a number of pieces for myself to present to others as gifts. We've got one in the gym. My son's got one. Just does beautiful, beautiful work. So this was to in commemorating our
very first
episode,
That's cool.
Rise Out of Your Comfort Zone, the RuckNRise podcast. So,
all right.
so there
Love
you go,
it.
Allie.
You did it really fast.
He did it really fast.
Yeah. Did you put a rush on it?
No, it was actually I told him he could take his time. I think he was pretty excited to tackle this for us and create that for us. And so he got right on it and sent it off like within days.
Yeah, so this came in the mail the other day, and Dave's like, "This is a surprise," and he takes it into our room and closes the door. And then, because I have a very bad memory, especially right now, just where I'm at mentally, a lot of days.
I knew she wouldn't. Yeah, I knew she wouldn't go looking for it. So
I didn't.
And sure enough, and she
I didn't
forgot
have any free
about
time either because Josh is currently a stage 5 clinger. So
right. And then I brought it down here tonight, and again, I knew she wouldn't even notice the box next to the couch.
I didn't. It blended in with the floor.
There you go. Yeah. So, surprise worked out.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I need that book back because it has our quote.
Oh yes. Yeah. So we're gonna wrap up tonight's episode, and as we did last episode, and we'll continue to do with every episode, we'll sort of end with a quote, a motivational quote that, or inspirational quote, I should say, that we chosen, and Allie's got tonight. So
I do. Yeah, we're gonna switch off. I wonder if next episode we'll ask Sean to do it, or
maybe
we'll have to discuss.
I'm sure he'll have some words of wisdom.
He will. Yeah, maybe it'll be a direct quote from him. We'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for tonight's quote, I decided to pick one from our friend Denzel Washington. To tie back to that.
Our friend Denzel.
Well, I mean, you got to put that out in the
Yeah, I'm
universe.
sure he would be our friend. 100%.
I mean, one can hope.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, so in his one of his speeches that he gives to one of the universities, the graduating class of some fancy university in the States. Of course, I didn't research which one it was because that is
researching's not our thing.
Yeah, researching is boring.
We've established that.
But if you Google, or if you in YouTube type in graduation speech Denzel Washington, it comes up. But everything he says is very smart. But I really, this has been kind of ringing around in my head the last couple days. And he says, "Don't just aspire to make a living, aspire to make a difference." And I just think that's so true in so many different aspects of our life, and especially with what we're trying to do with this podcast. So those were kind of my thoughts of the week.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah, make a difference. Make a difference with people.
Yes, exactly. That's what it's alluding to, or that's how, at least that's how I understood it. Is make a difference with people.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Cool. Well, that's going to take care of episode 2 of RuckNRise podcast. So you can find us on Instagram, RuckNRise podcast, RuckNRise podcast. I'll get it right.
Or you can email us at rucknrise@gmail.com.
Yeah. So, and there's a lot of comments.
Yeah, there's a lot
coming
of comments
in on the live Insta. We got the phone sideways here, so it's
can't
really
read them,
challenging to read those.
Yeah.
We'll probably read through them after, and we'll try and reply and get back to everyone that's on there. Obviously, we've got some viewers, watching right now. So we appreciate the support, and we appreciate, the community that is behind this.
Yeah, we love the whole community that we're joined in with here. It's amazing to be a part of.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun, and we'll continue to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we hope that you'll enjoy it and have fun along with us. Yeah. So that's it for tonight, and I hope everyone stays safe, doing well. Reach out if you need to. You want to share a funny joke, you want to share a challenging time, whatever it is, we're here, and you can always reach out to us.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah. All right. Everyone take care, and we'll chat soon.
See you later. Okay, bye.
Bye.